Hello, welcome back to A Reason to Talk. We just lost 7 minutes of audio because that always happens with Max. Say hi, Max.
Hi, I'm happy
Welcome,
right now.
welcome back
I'm
to A
doing
Reason.
really well.
Welcome back to A Reason
I'm
to Talk.
doing super well.
So yeah, luckily we didn't lose too much.
Yeah,
and
I pretty much was just expressing my annoyance at people from failing to respond to emails and then complaining about the show Lucifer and how it contrasts with Tom Ellis as a character actor, who I think is actually very good. But it is written horribly.
Yeah. Well, let's give a little context, though, for people. We're back at college, people. We're back at college. I'm back in the dorm room, as you can probably see. Max is back in his prison cell in his little cinder block cage. And look, it's Micah. Micah, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Say hi. We love Micah. You're finally going to hear Micah's voice subtly in the background again.
We've been missing this.
Yeah. No, it's one of the main attractions.
I'm not even joking. We have.
Yeah.
Makes it worth watching.
It does. It does. Micah is kind of the main attraction. Anyway. Yeah, so Lucifer's terrible?
It is written poorly. The music is actually pretty good. The acting by one character is really good, by every other character is terrible. The dialogue is trash. The plot development is extremely predictable. The CGI is pretty bad, and also the way it's shot kind of sucks. Other than that, it's really good. So I also want to tell you what you think about this. So, you know how most shows are they follow a similar number of episodes across each season?
Most, but not all, yeah.
Sure. Lucifer, first 2 seasons on Fox. They are, each season has about 12 episodes.
Oh, 12,
Third season has 16. Fourth season has 26. Fifth season has 11. Sixth season has 10. What do you feel about that?
I think if it works for the story, it works for the story. I'm guessing it doesn't.
It doesn't. Guess how many main characters they killed off in that time?
7.
1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A singular 1. And also God. But that doesn't count, kind of.
Well, God's been dead for a while.
As a palate cleanser, I also watched Watchmen, which is now, I believe... Rewatched. It's tied for my favorite show of all time.
What was the...
With True Detective Season 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. No, Watchmen is incredible.
Pretty much tied. Watchmen is so fucking good.
I love Watchmen.
It is criminally underrated, and it's rated pretty good, and it's still criminally underrated.
I don't think it's criminally underrated. Not many people know about it, but do you know how many Emmy nominations and Emmy wins it has?
I don't, actually.
It is in the double digits. I know that. Let me check this out. Watchmen Emmy wins. How many Emmys did Watchmen win? It received 11 Emmys. For the single season.
Not nominated for, it received.
Yeah. How many? It might have had over 20 nominations, and the only reason it didn't win more is because it was running against itself in a lot of categories. Like there were multiple actors nominated. So it was just, it's so good. It's so good.
It's fucking incredible. And it was a pretty good palate cleanser, I'll say, for Lucifer.
Yep.
And I did very little else. I've learned playing video games at college kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But did I learn anything else? No, not really. Yep. Colleges are slow on weekends. So they have basically like a third of the restaurants are open. Or sorry, like one of the dining halls, a portion of it was open.
Okay.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. Because there's just like no food options.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not used to it.
I finally got to eat canes again. It was very nice.
You know there's one in Maryland, right?
No, but this is, you realize that the canes, the reason I'm particularly addicted to the canes is because it is the original Canes.
What?
The Canes essentially down the street from my dorm is the original Canes.
Are you fucking with me?
No, it's the first one. So their Canes particularly is filled with crack. It's very good.
Fucking with me or not?
No, I'm not. It's very good. It's the OG Canes.
Okay, no. All right. I'm forced to believe you, even though I don't want to.
It is delicious, but I'm gonna be eating it less this semester because money. But I did.
That's a great motivator, honestly.
Yeah, for my first night back. Yeah. Speaking of money, this weekend we went to Comic-Con. If you can't tell by the way I look.
Comic-Con.
Oh, do you want
Comic-Con.
Audio listeners? I am. Audio listeners, you can check out the YouTube video if you want to see what I'm dressed as right now, and what I'm drinking.
By the way, for posterity's sake, I'm copying down the topic list before my Wi-Fi gets fucked from Discord.
Yeah.
Recording at college sucks, actually.
Yeah. Well, so we went to Comic-Con. I went with a group of film major friends. We had DJ who was on the podcast going. We had my friend Amy. We had my friend Rylan. We had my friend Luke. We had my friend Nate. And then we had Rylan's friend as well, who seems like he might start watching at least. And he's
dude.
He's
how
a cool
do you
dude.
Keep doing this?
Well, he he was like, "You have a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Is it on Spotify?" I was like, "Yeah, look it up." And I gave him the name, and he was like, "You got Bob Dylan on the podcast?" He was like, "Is that for real?" I was like, "Yeah, it's for real." Yeah, it was a really fun time. We went to Comic-Con. Day one, I dressed up as Homelander, and DJ dressed up as Starlight. Nate was going to dress up as Butcher originally and then didn't. And then Ryland and his friend, whose name I don't have permission to say, they were dressed up as Dean and whatever from Supernatural. I haven't seen Supernatural. It's on my list. I'll watch it, Amy. Don't worry. And their costumes were fun. Comic-Con's a lot of fun. I like conventions.
Oh, that's fun. The audio stopped recording again.
Well, that's okay because we have the backup on your camera, and I'm not stopping now, right? Because your camera's recording, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll check. I can't see from here. Let me check.
Oh my god! This is what I have to deal with, listeners.
It is recording.
Yep. So, you're just gonna have slightly worse quality audio this episode. It's okay. We have to get an episode done. And I've already talked too much. I'm not doing this again because I've already drank half my milk. I did have to take a lot of photos with people because I decided to carry around a jug of milk when I...
Yeah, why'd you do that, man?
Because I was Homelander. Okay. Why? What's your question?
I love that I broke your brain with that question.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why I had to take so many pictures, because people saw the milk. They were like, I need a picture, dude. And my hair, I did my hair to look like Homelander's. It doesn't look like it now. But yeah. And Comic-Con was fun. I bought 5 posters at Comic-Con. I got one
Daredevil, Batman, Spider-Man. Doom Patrol.
What
am I missing?
Well, all of those were wrong.
Damn,
so,
every single one?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I got the original poster for Rocky, because that was being sold. There was just a corner with a bunch of posters. I got a black and white Fight Club poster that's pretty obscure, and it's just Brad Pitt holding up the piece of soap that says Fight Club. And I got 2 smaller ones. I got just one that's for the Punisher show, because DJ was buying a couple of these smaller posters, and then they could throw in a third one for a shorter price. So I was just like, smaller price, throwing this one. And then I also got a a thing of Daryl from The Walking Dead, a drawing, but it was drawn by one of the comic book artists for The Walking Dead. So even though Daryl isn't in the comic, so it's like drawn after the actor. So he signed it and everything, and it came with a certificate of authenticity.
Oh, well, those are good because they're impossible to fake.
Yeah, and then I got the Kramer.
Go on.
I got the Kramer. I saw it and I simply had to have it.
Okay, cool.
He is a loathsome, offensive. What is? He's a loathsome, offensive brute. Yet I can't look away. I just so now that's on my wall, and that will not scare off any people of romantic interest.
Love how you don't say women; you just say people of romantic interest.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring out my actual snack to go with my milk because I'm going through this milk quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna go and continue with what I was gonna say then.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a lot of things in the topic list actually when I do go back. So, I am a fan of the scientific method. I think it's a good way to answer questions. I think investigation is really important to come to your own conclusions. Now, with this information, by the way, Alci, you're going to have a ton of background noise because it's a loud library. Mm-hmm. With this information, I do ponder the question. Do we not use the scientific method to determine if heroin is good for you? Should you and I engage in a little black tar? As for 10,000 patrons, this is what we'll do.
I was going to say, for the Patreon, right?
We will shoot up on camera as a way to test. Using the scientific method, we'll have a hypothesis.
You don't think do you think anyone's ever done this before?
I think that repeated studies are good, and repeatability in studies is actually a critical factor for having good studies. So that's my response to that. But we're gonna do it. You and me, old-fashioned style.
Old-fashioned style. Do you know anything about shooting up heroin?
I'm gonna be honest. You heat it up on a spoon, and then you put it into a syringe, and then you take it from the syringe, and you go straight into a vein.
Yeah.
What did I miss? Why did you say? You said that like you have like years of experience.
No, just watch Breaking Bad. They do it at one point.
Okay.
You know that they actually learned how to make meth for Breaking Bad?
Oh, did they?
No, they had people from the DEA come in and teach Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul how to actually make meth. So, yeah.
I've seen that one post, that one thing.
Okay, wow.
Everyone's seen it, Alci. That's my point. Anyways, I just thought that was a funny concept. And another funny concept I thought of was a customer service rep for a dildo store.
Yeah. No, it was fun because I was at Comic-Con all weekend, and then you'd post something to the topic channel, and I would just be like, Max just said customer service rep for dildo store in the topic channel.
I'm sorry, ma'am. The gaping double dildo monster machine, monster fucker, that has a 1.5 week shipping time. Now, if you had bundled this with the Pussy Lips Extractor 9000...
This is just Spencer's employees.
I don't get that.
Have you never been in the back of a Spencer's?
Actually, no. Yeah, no.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
Have yourself an adventure the next time you go to a mall. What'd you say about me, Micah? Huh? You said my name? No, I was saying Jackson. Sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I just thought that was a funny concept, and I think I'm going to make a short film out of it.
But... That'd actually be fun.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we could probably find a dildo store on LSU campus. Well, by LSU campus.
Another main issue I had with Lucifer is the concept of the idiot plot part 2. Which is a plot that could be solved very quickly by two characters having one conversation.
I know, I hate it when that happens.
And it's miserable. And it's not like high-level stuff. It's literally just like, hey man, if you had just like said, hey, I'm gonna go do this, all of the conflict for like 3 seasons gone.
Yep.
That is it. It is that is the backbone of it. It's just so dog shit. Although there was one episode of Lucifer that was kind of interesting. There was a serial killer. Of course, it only lasted 1 episode. He was a serial killer that he was working on his PhD doctoral thesis, and he stops. He gets in a car wreck with an Uber driver, and as the car is about to explode, he grabs his PhD, but not the Uber driver. And doesn't help him out, but he grabs his thing, and then the thing explodes, and the guy dies, and then he loses all his credibility in his job. So then he comes bent on basically forcing other people to make similar decisions, saying that they would do the exact same thing. And one of them was, this person's been poisoned. This other guy next to him, if this track star, this D1 track star, if he agrees for his leg, which is currently in this guillotine, to be chopped off, then it will stop this guy from being poisoned.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking of the penis guillotine.
Yeah, that's another thing you put in your topic channel where I was just like, guys, Max just wrote penis guillotine. Care to explain?
A concept very
probably,
much explored already.
Probably. But please continue.
The Unicinator.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that.
I just thought of it. It's like better than the death penalty, but it still kind of really sucks.
As you could see, Perry the Platypus, I created the Unicinator.
Some people would be too short. They'd be like, all my life, I thought this was a bad thing, but it's actually amazing. I can't fit in the machine. And so it just gets like a little bit off the top. And they're like, youch.
Ah!
Oh, man.
Okay, I think Max should stop talking now.
I have more things in my topic channel.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna walk you through my weekend first. How about that?
Okay, cool. That sounds more informative.
So day 1, we went as the boys, and then we had a great time at Comic-Con. Did I see any panels day 1? I didn't see any panels day 1.
All for the boys.
Yep, I did.
I love that TikTok sound.
No, I didn't do any of that day 1. But then after Comic-Con, we went back to Amy's place, and then we decided to go out for dinner. And they were like, Alci, you should change. And I was like, unironically, this Homelander costume is the warmest thing I own. And they were like, Alci, Amy was like no, the warmest thing that I brought. I didn't bring a jacket because I forgot to. And then Amy was like, I can give you my dad's jacket. But then Luke was like, because Luke's a real one, he was like, no, Alci, you should go out in a Homelander costume. I'm like, yeah, let's go out to eat in a Homelander costume. Why not? And then some of the socially anxious ones of the group. Oh, wait, Caleb was also there. Cal, sorry, you're my beast. Okay. I forgot to mention you. I knew there was somebody I was forgetting. But yeah, so we go out, and they weren't very amused. I was very tempted to order milk at the restaurant, but I didn't think that would go very well with fajitas. So so I did not order milk. But then as we're sitting there in this Mexican restaurant, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and there's this like 4-year-old kid. And he goes, could I please have a picture? And
so cute.
And then he has a little brother too. And I have this conflict in my head now, because I'm not going to say no to this 4-year-old little kid, right? But also, I'm dressed as Homelander right now.
Yeah, that kid should not know who you are by any means.
He definitely didn't. He definitely did not know who I was.
I wonder if he thought you were like Superman or something.
They knew I was a superhero. And their parents didn't know either, because their parents were like, his dad was just like, hey, you dressed up, now you gotta take a picture. The parents definitely did not know who I was, so I turned around and DJ
that's a moral conflict for sure.
DJ took this great photo and posted on her story, and I'll put it up. But oh my god, because from the back, with my hair, I actually like look like Homelander. It's crazy. Like from behind.
Besides about like the muscles and stuff, yeah, for sure.
What, these totally real muscles? I wish the suit was less tight, you know, because like my muscles have like no room.
There's so much depth.
Yep. What else? But yeah, so
well, you're wearing effectively a $12,000 boob job.
Oh yeah, and I'm working
at least. Like that's like 6 mouse pads worth. Okay.
But yeah, okay. But that night, we made a masterpiece. Max.
Oh, did you?
Did you watch it? Because I sent it to the Discord.
I did not.
You're a fake friend.
No.
I'm not gonna say a word about it. I'm gonna link it. It is 2 minutes. Please go watch this now. Please go watch part 1
I thought it was
now.
like Legos and stuff, and I'm like,
it is. We did stop motion with no. We made it in one night, and most of us were slightly intoxicated, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
It had probably the most crude stop motion anything that I've seen.
No, but you haven't watched
the actual Lego movie. I saw how many people were working on it.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Okay. I am forced to just believe you.
You'll watch it after the episode. It's 2 minutes.
I'm a busy guy.
You're an asshole. Me and all of my friends worked on this.
13 hours of Lucifer is the time slips away, my friend.
Please go watch it. If I can, I'll link it a second time right now.
Okay, cool.
It's so great. It's the first ever J-Full production too.
Really?
Because we're gonna start making J-Full productions. You know, like skits and whatnot, right?
Okay.
That's the plan for now. So that is the first ever J-Full production. And my God, am I not disappointed?
Okay. You know what? You've set my expectations sky high.
And they should be. And because that's still too low.
Speaking of, how's Maladaptive?
Done.
Is it posted? No,
yeah.
It's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Not publicly.
Oh, it's actually up?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, send that to me, you asshole.
You specifically said I don't want to see it.
I will skip maybe every 5 seconds during a certain character's face on screen, but that's fine.
Okay, just remind me later then. But yeah, it is done finally.
Congratulations. Are you happy about it? You're not proud of it.
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
Yeah. You're like me.
Yeah. Anyway, Comic-Con Day 2. Today was MCU Day for our group. That's what the group decided on. Nate was Star-Lord. And Drew was Wanda, like WandaVision, like classic comic style Wanda. It was very cool. Amy was Wanda from Age of Ultron. And I, someone who didn't want to buy a second costume, was Daredevil once again. But this time I bought ropes so that I could wrap my hands.
So you still spend money, to be clear.
Yeah, no, but not nearly as much as I spent on this Homelander costume.
I don't know how much costumes cost, I just realized.
This Homelander costume was only $50.
Again, I have no frame of reference. I don't know if that's a lot or a little.
Well, because Homelander's a little more complex of a costume if you want it to actually look good. And then people at Comic-Cons, conventions, look crazy. Like, there are some people with some crazy costumes. Oh, Day 2, I met the most wholesome cosplayer ever. Have you ever seen Over the Garden Wall?
No.
Okay, well, that's sad for you.
That sounds like a short story about, like, Pamela. Which, okay. That is a cut for literally no one who will listen to our podcast who isn't an old literature head, but interesting. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, Over the Garden Wall is just 10-episode animated series that came out on Cartoon Network, but it's really, really good, really deep. Um, I think Alex Hirsch had something to do with it, maybe, and he's Gravity Falls.
Ah,
But yeah, I know it stars the same guy as Gravity Falls. But then there's the little brother character named Wirt, and he has a pot on his head, and he has a frog that he carries around. Um, and so I met this girl dressed as Wirt, and she had the frog and everything too, and I was like, the president is naked, which is a line from the show. And then we had a little conversation, and then I was like, well, that the costume looks awesome, bye. And then she goes, no, wait. And then she because at the beginning of the show the kid is throwing around candy to follow where they went. She sticks her hand in her pocket and hands me a handful of candy. And I was
that's
like,
so
oh my
sweet.
god, you perfectly embodied Wirt. You're so wholesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, your life is more fun than mine.
And then there was a bunch of comic book porn on the wall and at the booths.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, there's a lot. Let me tell you this. I got some complaints about some of these pictures. Some of them are just vile. Some of them are just vile. They're like, I dare not repeat what characters they were depicting doing what.
Again, Alci, there's nothing you can say that will A, surprise me, or B, gross me out. I don't give a shit.
It's not for you.
I'm just saying, like,
It's
we
for
have
them.
different standards. We have different
It's for
standards
that.
here. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
It's for that.
Children, viewers,
We have people
don't
watching
look into this.
us. Yeah.
Don't,
No, but let me
don't
put it
look
this
into
way.
this.
Let me put
Just
it-
play
some-
Marvel Rivals.
no,
That's
no.
the most you get.
No, sometimes it just pisses me off because there will be like a little pin which shows like Harley with Poison Ivy on a leash, and the Poison Ivy's on her knees. Poison Ivy's not the one on her knees in that relationship. Are you kidding me? And that's my main complaint with it.
End of complaint list.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad you keep your integrity with that.
Day 2, there were the people at this Comic-Con, there were like 5, maybe 6 Supermen there. So there was Tom Welling
Really?
from. Well,
You mean
famous-
real Superman?
Yeah, so there was Tom Welling from Smallville. There was
Hmm.
Brandon Ruth, I think his name is, and he was in Superman Returns, but then he was also the guy who played the Atom in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, wait, Brandon Ruth. That's okay, cool.
Yeah. Then there was the guy from Superman and Lois, as well as Lois. And then there was also Dean Cain, who was in Lois and Clark, which was an older show. So 6 Supermen, because then there were the 2 animated voices from the animated series. There's Tim Daly, who did it in Superman, the animated series, and then there was George Newborn, who did it in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and then the Injustice games.
I think
but
I'm gonna
Tim
have to take the autism test.
No, I met Tim Daly, and I had a quick conversation with him. He was pretty cool. And then day 2, I also went with Amy to even though I haven't seen the show, and I've been meaning to, I went to the Superman and Lois panel, and it was pretty cute. There was Superman and Lois were there. I thought they were both pretty cool. It was fun. They did a little like Mad Lib, Superman themed Mad Lib, where the audience called out the answers, and then Lois tore it off and gave it to an audience member. And then they just answered questions, and it was really sweet because there's a storyline in the show apparently where Lois gets cancer. And
Yeah.
this little girl.
How have I seen it, but you haven't?
It's like one of the only things I haven't seen, like DC related. And this little girl came up during the question asking section, and she didn't have a question. She was just a cancer survivor, and thanked the actress of Lois for like her performance and how she handled it and raising awareness and whatnot. And I'm just like, oh my god, my heart. So that was really cool, and I want to watch Superman and Lois now. But the day after that, are you good, Max? Are you good?
Sorry.
Audio listeners, Max was just like, his head was on a pivot all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's Air Force, maybe the Marines. They frequently do Black Hawk flyover tests, like right next to the campus, and it just confused me for a second. So, yeah, you have more fun than I do.
Well, I went to Fan Expo.
Yeah, but you've been to one, man.
Sorry for talking with my mouth full, listeners.
It's fine. I'll just go back to one of my topics.
No. I wasn't done on day 2.
Okay.
Day 2, the Smallville thing. Oh, Zachary Levi was also there, and he had a panel.
Ooh, don't like him.
I know there's some opinions on him, but he was there. That's all I'm saying. And he had a panel where he spoke.
He was good in Chuck, and then he went crazy.
I've been meaning to watch Chuck for the longest time.
It's actually tolerable.
I've heard good things about it. He said he wants to set up. He said he wants to set up a petition for a Chuck movie. To get a Chuck movie made.
An interesting amount of signees now that he has gone pretty full alt-right. Another person, by the way, who was on the Connor Eats Pants stream playing Fortnite.
Seriously?
Yep.
Huh.
And literally Connor asked him like about ivermectin as a solution to COVID. And Zachary's like, yeah, works great. So, well, maybe some people should shut the fuck up.
He didn't get too political during his panel, so.
Probably wasn't at all allowed to.
What else? Well, that was day 2. I did have to take a surprising amount of pictures with people as Daredevil. A lot of people came up to me and wanted pictures with me. Not as many as Homelander with the milk, because it was a scrappy ass costume.
Oh, that's fair.
I cut a black shirt in half and so that I could tie it properly this time, and then I wrapped my hands with ropes. And then I also got like actual like black boots and put those on this time, because like steel-toed boots, because that's what he wears because he's kicking the crap out of criminals. Yeah. So a surprising amount of people wanted a picture with Daredevil. There were pigs and snakes and a sloth. Now there was this actual little there was this little booth where you could either pay to like hold some piglets. You could pay to have a snake around your arms, or you could pay to pet a sloth that they had. And the sloth was very cute, but also looked absolutely terrified. And it would was just on the corner of his thing and just had his head down. And I felt so bad for the sloth. We all did, but the sloth cost like $80. But DJ did put a snake around her and get a picture taken with the snake.
Was this a official booth?
Yes.
Okay, because like pet baby animals thing is like for like I've done a super illegal one because I was 6 and I didn't realize in Cancun, and I pet a baby tiger.
Oh wow!
And it was a baby. It was either baby tiger or baby lion, and it was the softest, fluffiest little thing. And then I realized, holy shit, that's a trafficked animal. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
At 6 years old, you realized.
No, I realize now. At 6 years old, I'm like, oh, that's cute. He's literally trying to kill a watermelon. It was so funny. It was so cute. And then I'm like, oh, man. People have to ruin everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, that was day 2, and then we went back. And then a couple of us decided to stay at Amy's place and go 3rd day, me included, also because DJ was my ride back, so didn't have much of a choice. But still, I wanted to go a 3rd day anyway. So we went for the 3rd day, and that was tiring, but we did go to the Smallville panel, and they had a bunch of people from Smallville, except for Michael Rosenbaum, who plays Lex Luthor, because he is, LA Fires. He was not able to attend, but he did video call into the panel, like Tom Welling FaceTimed him, and he spoke briefly.
Oh, wow.
And that was just cool. It was another just like fun little thing. Yeah, Comic-Con. And then we went home, but if I forgot something, I'll let you know. your turn. Let's go through your thousands of topics. Comic-Con, baby.
Okay. I was making comparisons to Dr. Manhattan and the character Vision.
Okay.
Because in the way that the way that Dr. Manhattan's, what is it, not perceived, personified, nope. The way his character is introduced and developed and charactered, it feels very similar to the way that Vision was, and kind of his background and motivation and also his powers and shit. That said, Dr. Manhattan is infinitely a cooler... Sure. But Dr. Manhattan's cooler and more powerful and better and more interesting conceptually.
And has a different perception of the world.
And time. Yes, I know. But I just thought it was really interesting. And yeah. But there's not also I want to fight the people at Rotten Tomatoes.
What did they give it?
The audience or the critics?
Well, tell me both.
So the select super good critics gave it a 98%. All critics gave it a 96. The audience gave it a 57.
Watchmen?
Watchmen.
Are you sure you weren't looking at the movie?
Yes. Do you think the critics would have given the movie that?
Well, no, I just meant somehow, I don't know, freaking got mixed up. No, the critics would definitely not have given the movie that. That's insane.
Yeah.
So at least 50% of people are stupid, dumb little idiots.
Yes, and I have my theory as to why they did this, and I'm going to double check it right now before I say something stupid.
No, say something stupid, Max. Content.
I think it's because people are racist.
Oh, and maybe a little homophobic too.
Yep. It was review bombed. Oh, interesting. No, it was review bombed because the fans felt that the series portrayed the character Rorschach incorrectly.
He wasn't in the show.
Yeah, they thought that they made Rorschach a super right-wing guy.
He wasn't.
And the show is a little too racy. It's a little too racy.
No, are you sure you're looking at the right thing? Are you sure they're not talking about the movie in that article?
HBO's Watchmen.
That doesn't make any sense. He wasn't in the show. He's mentioned maybe once. Because the thing that's so great about the show that I love.
Many viewers who dislike the show criticize its deviation from the original comic and its inclusion of political and social themes, particularly concerning race and policing. It was accused of being overly political or woke.
Okay, so what I love about the show...
right. I was so right.
What I love about the show, and what I hate about the movie, is... So this guy, Alan Moore, who wrote it, he's a very good comic writer. He's a little stuck up. I gotta admit that. He refuses to watch any of the things, but he hasn't watched the Watchmen series because he just refuses to. Right?
What?
Yeah. But he wrote the comic. But put it this
cool.
way. He said blatantly that the comic could never be adapted to screen. And you know what the movie did? They were like, let's adapt this comic to screen. And it totally misinterpreted it.
I actually didn't mind it too much. I kind of liked it.
No, the movie was good, but you don't know the story of the comic, do you?
Well,
you have some idea, but so obviously that. Okay, so I'm gonna spoil the Watchmen movie right now. The ending makes no sense because you know how in the Watchmen show there was a giant space squid.
Yes.
The idea of that was to stop the tension of the Cold War by getting us to focus on a common external enemy.
Yep.
The movie was like, you know what? Space squid might be a little unbelievable, even though it's not a real space squid. Right? And it's something engineered to get us afraid of aliens so that Earth bands together and the Cold War ends. So they were like, how about Adrian Veidt makes it so that it looks like Dr. Manhattan activated the nukes of every country, and that way the common enemy is Dr. Manhattan. That's how the movie ends. Oh, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. The thing that was created by America will end the conflict by making us focus on a common enemy.
Guy named Dr. Major U.S. City, who can wipe out every nuke known to man.
Yep.
And all nuclear materials instantly with a thought. Yeah, that's really stupid. I forgot about that.
Uh-huh. So, but the show, I think I may have said this on the podcast before even. The creator of the show said that he agreed that it should never be adapted. And that's why he knew he had to take the job. Because somebody else doesn't think that will mess it up.
Somebody will try to adapt it and it'll turn out shit.
Yeah. Him, knowing that it shouldn't even be happening, can make it actually work in the best way possible. And that's why the show is great, because it is not actually adapting the comic. It is set modern day in the world of the comic. It is a continuation of the comic, and it does not try to reinterpret the story of the comic itself, and it is brilliantly done. There we go. Sorry.
Okay, cool. And yeah, so people on Rotten Tomatoes are really, really fucking stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
What else is in your topic channel? Do you want me to go for the next one? I'll check yours.
Let me see if I have anything else on my topic channel. I don't know if I have much.
Creature Commandos.
Creature. Yes. I watched Creature Commandos. It was really fun. It was a really, really, really fun time. James Gunn fun. Very reliable. Fun. Very much same kind of vein as the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker in terms of content and fun. Music was awesome, as it always is in a James Gunn project. And the individual backstory of each character, albeit sometimes basic and predictable, they were short episodes, so I understand that. They were still very compelling. The main story, however, like the present day story, wasn't the hugest fan of it. It enticed me at the beginning, and up to episode 3, I was really enjoying it. Like up to like the ending of episode 3, like and the bride's line, I really liked it. The bride is awesome, of course. The ending of the show and the main story, I didn't like it. I think it could have been done better. There's a alternative way I think they could have gone that I think would have made much more sense. I found the decision made by Nina very unlike her, and it made for like a very weird arc. Like I don't understand why she would even, attempt what she attempted. Didn't make much sense compared to all of her past actions. And like the ending overall was just a little rushed. But that being said, I rated it, I think like 6.5 out of 10 is my thing. Maybe like 6.75. Because I had a really fun time. And I might be being a little harsh. But the characters were all really fun. It started to lose me the last couple episodes. The main story, not that like it was I loved seeing Dr. Phosphorus, especially. I've been waiting for a Dr. Phosphorus adaptation.
Dude, you're gonna shit yourself so fucking bad.
Oh,
you're drinking so much milk.
With all my milk? I love milk.
Almost every person loses the ability to process milk past 12.
Not me. I'm a milker. I milk all over.
Like prostates?
What?
You don't get it. You don't get it.
No.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you about a choice a friend of mine does that I think it's fucking stupid.
A choice a friend of yours does. Is that proper grammar?
It's good enough. He is the office sugar daddy by office I mean dorm floor. He is extremely loaded. Every time he loses a singular AirPod, instead of looking to find them, instead of using the Find My app, which tracks exactly where they are, he buys another pair. I believe he is on his 5th pair in 3.5 months. It has gotten to the point where he is using it as blackjack stakes, where if someone beats him, they can get to have the AirPods if they find them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why not just have him give you one and then find the other?
It's just stupid. It's just really stupid. It is the most e-waste garbage. They're like the AirPods Pros. They're the nice ones, and each of them costs $250.
I love how you get when you can't control someone else's life.
He spends over $1,200 because he's too lazy to use an app.
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, it is. It is.
It's literal oil money, too. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's kind of bullshit. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's not much I can say about it because it's like,
yeah. You better figure some stuff out fast because it's a podcast. And
we are.
Much of it is lost due to bad audio.
Be funny, Elsie. Be funny. Fuck. I guess I'm not funny today.
How much do we have to cut out? Do you know? My current count is 12 minutes.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Damn it, Alci, why does your audio always break?
What else is in that topic channel of yours? Good thing we'll be able to get all this time done because you have so much to talk about. Tell me more.
One of them was someone who in the past I fumbled it with because we met once. She is a daughter of a friend of my dad's, but I have never actually met her. She is extraordinarily pretty. Her dad is a Nobel Peace Prize nominee.
Yep.
3 times. And is an incredibly important, nice person. And previously, our only other conversation, I was saying hi. At the end, she asked if I was going back to Georgetown.
Yep. And
I very smartly said, nope. And so I basically just reached out and said, hey, I met you at this thing. It was nice talking to you. We should get some coffee sometime. I have yet to get a response, but you know what's extra fun? I have gone 4 months without seeing this person on campus.
Yep.
Probably total. I emailed her 16 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Within 12 hours of sending that, I immediately walk past her in the hallway and she glares at me.
And?
After being a phantom. Nothing. She just kind of glared at me and walked past me.
Did you
After being a phantom.
Why didn't?
No, I didn't stop her. Because I was busy. I was going through places so shit.
You didn't even like nod, like hey, like wave, nothing?
Well, I made eye contact and she was glaring.
You didn't give a smile? You didn't do anything?
I didn't go finger guns wake. No, I didn't do that.
You didn't say how's it going, baby?
4 months of being a phantom to seeing someone within 12, it's just I have the worst luck known to man. Yes,
your life is so terrible.
That's so not what I said, you dipshit.
You have such unfortunate circumstances.
Someone that I had like a really good conversation with a while ago. And I messaged her on Instagram and I just said, hey, it was nice talking to you. We should effectively get coffee sometime. And I will check right now if she's responded.
Ooh, that's fun. What do you guys think is going to happen? Comment down below.
No. Nope.
Nope. Has she read it or still just on sent?
It doesn't say anything.
Well,
which means she probably blocked me.
I wouldn't go that drastically. You're not that weird.
It's crazy because, like, comparatively, I had a friend proofread this, and he was like, "Okay,
Which friend?
this is actually just like the same one that offered me poor advice the last time, or offered me really good advice last time."
Oh, okay.
Which was, "Don't ever send this to any human being ever."
Referring to
his
text,
advice this time was, "Man, I wish someone could send something like this to me," which was much nicer. And still has had effectively the same effect.
Yeah, it's just, there are some things that it's like you really want to receive them, but you want to receive them from exactly who you want to receive them from,
I guess you'd know.
I would know.
Well, you said that with so much pompous and just confidence and condescension.
I dropped a cookie.
Okay.
Wait, where did it go? It fucking evaporated. Max, where's my cookie? Where's my cookie, Max? Micah, I lost a cookie.
This is the sound of a junkie.
He said this is the sound of a junkie.
Did you... It is. Did you drop it in your milk? Your jug of milk.
Yeah.
How do you manage to do that? You're on recording.
I don't know what happened. My cookie, it's gone. This is very important and worth halting the conversation for. Cookie Monster relapsing be like. That's what Mike just said.
I'm also going to check right now to see if the other person responded.
Okay. Have fun. I will find that cookie later.
That's a good call.
But no, I just mean like, no, there's that idea of like, like Max, there are certain things you'd want somebody to say to you and ask you out in a way, but not if it's somebody who you don't want to ask you out,
Yeah, that's the thing is we had both of these situations. I had a rapport with these people.
Yeah.
Alci-lander?
Yep.
The answer is no. She did not respond, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I also know where she lives, so I might just take a visit.
What the fuck did you just say to me? What the?
I'm kidding. They have security. They do. It's fine. I'm fine with that. That has no bearing on my emotional well-being, positive or negative. If they're not political people, so I'm fine.
What does that mean?
It means like if you say right now that you want to kill a president, you will get an investigation by your local FBI department.
Yeah.
This person's not they're not a politician technically.
Oh, so you can threaten them.
Kinda.
Max. You need to reel yourself in, buddy. What's your next topic? I'm not going to try to salvage this. You're out of topics?
Yes, that's why I was saying.
You're out of topics.
Yes.
Oh, at Comic-Con on Saturday, Micah was there, and he but he tried to hide from me. First, he sent me a text because he responded to my story. He was like, "You're here too, Alci? Well, if you are, I'ma find you." That's what he texted me, all ominously.
Okay.
And then he's not finding me, so I give him a call. I'm like, "Micah, I'm gonna find you." He said, "No, the hell you're not. In fact, I already saw you." Then I turned the other way and I laughed. So I had to track Micah down, and then he tried to pretend to not recognize me, so I had to grab him and make it look like a crime.
Not a great look in the Homelander costume, my friend.
No, that was Saturday, so I was Daredevil.
Oh, okay, that's more defendable.
Yeah. Micah's a fun guy. Yeah, he got me a Christmas present. I also got him a Christmas present, and we didn't organize that at all. We just both decided to get each other Christmas presents.
That's crazy because you didn't get me a Christmas present.
You're Jewish.
I celebrated Christmas.
You did, and I didn't know that till after. I got something for Micah while I was Christmas shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When's your birthday again?
Damn it.
September.
Right, I knew that.
I was about to run out of
Mm,
it.
Maybe I'll get
It
you a little
is-
something.
January.
Yeah.
Your birthday's in the summer, but then you don't tell me when it is, and that's annoying.
It's June 22nd.
Let's go.
You writing that down?
No, I'm doing normal things.
Okay, too bad I was lying.
I don't think you were. Actually, I know you weren't.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever done that to me. I've never.
yeah. Well, we have this problem continuously where we run out of topics. You weren't giving any feedback or asking any questions about my Creature Commandos review. You didn't keep the conversation going at all whatsoever.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about Creature Commandos, dude.
Max, we're on a podcast. We have to talk about it. And what do you mean you don't give a shit? We literally talked about it on the episode before that. Don't you love Peacemaker?
No.
You did when it first came out. You loved it.
I did, and then I didn't watch because I hadn't seen anything that was like actually good.
Peacemaker's a lot of fun. I do love Peacemaker.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
No, it's good.
No, he just great.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's. No, I wouldn't. I would say it's fine.
I think it's above average in terms of writing quality.
What average?
As in,
Like foreign films or foreign TV shows?
I'm talking all TV. I'm talking.
Because that's where I would say it falters. Because it felt like dialogue that was still worse than like your average British TV show.
I disagree with that.
Really? Have you watched
it's-
The Bodyguard?
No, I haven't. But I
It's also
definitely
not
watch.
average, but
I also definitely watch more foreign stuff than you. But
actually, I don't know if that's true. No. I've watched the foreign movie before. That's what I've done.
You've watched a foreign movie before.
Yeah, I watched Pink Panther.
Did I tell you about the time when I was in elementary school? My friend had this great streaming service connected to his TV. It had like everything. It had movies, even movies that were like still in theaters.
Was it on demand?
No, it was pirating, and I didn't know it.
Ah!
But that's why
The
it was
best
so
streaming
funny.
service.
When Black Panther came out, he was like, "Oh, I apparently have access to it at my house." I didn't know this was Black Panther. I was too young. This was elementary school. We get there, we click on Marvel's Black Panther, and the Pink Panther movie starts playing.
Oh, man.
Yep. And we
You know
watched
what?
it.
That's actually a pretty decent comparison. Like,
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Pink Panther.
The whole time you're like, man, when does like Chadwick Boseman come out?
Yeah, when does T'Challa get up in
You keep trying to do like the chest thing at different moments.
yeah. No, like
Man.
I didn't understand what kind of streaming he had. I was like, how does he have access to this stuff, and why is it sometimes wrong? Because like same thing when like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, I went to watch it at his place, but then we turned it on, and for some reason it was only in Spanish, and we couldn't figure out why.
And you guys were just like, man, it's better than nothing.
No, we didn't watch it because it was in Spanish.
okay.
Like, but yeah, so I just saw it in theaters with my family soon after that. But I really just had no clue, like how he had access to these things. I was like, what setup is this? I don't have
What
this streaming
amazing
service.
system is this that
I know.
occasionally gives you the completely wrong product?
Exactly. I was like, what kind of streaming service is this? This is crazy.
What great platform.
Mm.
It's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
I just realized we can both shoot in 1080p and then export it in 4K because 1080p plus 1080p is not 4K.
No.
No.
And then also
It's
I'm cutting our screens in
half.
half.
It's 2K.
And then I'm cutting our screens in half and then filling a 1080p screen.
I know, but I'm saying you have the ability to upload in 1440p because we're both shooting in
I can
1080p.
I can export it in however many pixels I want. We're still only
Yes.
recording in 1080p.
Yes, Alci, it is. I'm recording in 1080p. You're recording in 1080p.
Yeah?
1080p. You don't cut them.
Chopped in half and then put together.
You don't have to chop them.
That way we take up the whole screen. Otherwise, we have this weird...
Screen.
Otherwise, it looks really weird. Because we're going to have this weird aspect ratio.
Weird.
We're going to have this... If we want it to be 16:9 and look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what you're saying. I have to cut it in half to do that.
We can keep this in. That's fun.
Yeah, this is why I don't ask you. This is why I don't accept your help with editing.
Yeah, and it takes you 8 months to make a shit movie that you don't like.
Yeah, because I'm working on other stuff.
You're not. You literally aren't.
I literally am.
like, what else could you have possibly been working on?
Patreon episode is up, by the way. I did that earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's the blood pool status, by the way?
I'm gonna meet up with
I was kidding.
Talking about that.
Okay. Oh, is that the guy you're trusting to do it?
Trusting to help with the VFX because he had a very, very good project for production 1 in which VFX was a big part of.
Okay.
Yeah. You think I'm not like checking what these people have done before I ask for their help? Like,
all right, I'll trust you.
Yeah.
I don't wanna, but I will. Dude, I think it's most of either UCLA or USC's campus got like burnt to the ground.
I don't know.
Dude, the fires are miserable.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I saw this video.
I think it's fair to say that intrinsic climate change won't have any major effect on our lives. But for these unrelated reasons, these fires are really bad.
I saw this video earlier today of this guy who lives in LA standing in front of the fires and talking about the fires and talking about how much how helpful he had been and how many like animals and children he had saved. And he was just, happened to be shirtless and showing off his six-pack while standing in front of the blaze.
Yeah, and he's also 6'2", and she comes first.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then top comments were like, of course, like, how can I make this tragedy about myself? But like one of them was like, oh, and you just happen to be shirtless. And he replied, he was like, actually, I was using my shirt to cover my mouth and breathe through the smoke all day. So it was just, because I was saving people.
Don't do that. A shirt.
If you're gonna save people, you also, if you're gonna save people, you don't need to post about it.
Yeah.
Let other people post about it for you.
This is a little political, but whatever. Do you know who Dan Bilzerian is?
No.
He's a guy. He's a poker player. His dad, notorious scammer, stole a ton of money from a bunch of people, including, I think, not my family. I think we know people that got robbed by him. And he's currently in jail. Dan, poker player. He is also a right-wing nutjob and also an idiot.
Yeah.
During the Las Vegas shooting, like the big one, the big one, he, the hero that he is, he's there. He starts going up to police officers and asking for their weapons so that he can go in and help. He has no service history. He was never in any army nor police force. He has no experience.
But he wants to help.
That he has a better ability with a random police officer's firearm than they do. And I just think that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy because, I know how much you love the police, Max, and I know how much you respect them and their abilities to do things. And
I do love the system of policing in America and think that it has no faults and can't be improved. And there's no country that does it better. None.
Blue lives matter.
And it's good that they kill 10,000 dogs a year. Those dogs deserve it.
Some of them might.
What?
I'm saying if a big-ass dog is coming at me, there's only so many choices I can make.
You back off and you call animal control.
If it's coming at me, And I have
You back off and you
No.
call animal control.
I'm gonna put my left arm. If it's about to get at me, I'm gonna put my left arm out, and I'm gonna punch it while it's gnawing on my left arm.
You're not just gonna like literally lift it up and just toss it because you're a human being.
No, you should watch Patriot season 2.
It'll make me really sad. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, but
You should watch Zoolander or
I've seen Zoolander.
which one is it where they punt a dog?
Oh,
It's not Zoolander. It's
oh.
he's Adam Sandler plays the world's best Mossad agent.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh,
I have
fuck.
to look this up now.
No, what's it called? No, I can do it. It's on the tip of my tongue. You messed me up by saying Zoolander. It starts with a Z though, right?
Oh,
Zohan.
that's don't mess with the
With
the
the.
that's don't mess with the Zohan.
It
The
was
one where
Zohan.
That was Zohan. The one where they punt it is Anchorman.
Ah,
And he literally just punts a puppy off a bridge.
I haven't seen Anchorman.
What? It's so mediocre. A lot of the comedy shit doesn't really age well, and it's like there's a really good college humor sketch where it was like most of those funny '80s hijinks from movies were rape.
Yeah.
Like kind of goes into that concept.
What do you mean? Harrison Ford did nothing wrong in Blade Runner. They loved each other. He just
I
had
thought
to
you were
force.
gonna say Indiana Jones when he had sex
No.
with a 16-year-old.
No, that was only maybe implied to have happened. No, I mean,
Not maybe.
I know, no, that replicant really loved him. He just had to force her to say it and put her under a really stressful circumstance and not let her leave his apartment to be able to get her to say it truthfully.
Well, he had a gun.
He did have a gun on him, yes, but he didn't like show it or anything. But she knew he had it on him.
Yep,
It was just the implication.
of course.
You know, the implication.
The implication.
Yeah.
We're too white and we're too podcasty to make that joke without.
I was quoting
It's
It's
a
Always
reference.
Sunny.
It's a reference from
I was quoting It's Always Sunny in
from
Philadelphia.
his favorite character who he tries to be, Dennis.
Well, yeah, he's the main character for a reason.
He is what? He's not the main character.
Dennis is he is usually the main character of most episodes. That I've seen at least.
No, there's like A plots and then A2 plots. They're
Yeah,
not
no,
B plots, I wouldn't say. He's always in part of those, sure.
no,
But he
but
also
like,
writes a lot of them.
well, I know, but like it always was created by Rob McKinley.
Yeah. And well, yeah.
But like no, I feel like Dennis typically feels the most main character. Is that? Are you really telling me that's just me?
I think it's hard to single out a main character.
I'm not saying he's the best character. He just feels the most main character. Okay, Seinfeld's
None of them are good characters.
no,
I want
No,
to make
but-
that
no.
very clear.
no, but like no, I mean like Seinfeld's the main character of Seinfeld, but like he is the least interesting character.
Yeah, and the worst person.
The character that he's playing Seinfeld is not a good person either. It's like it is similar to It's Always
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
No, it's similar to It's Always Sunny, in which all the characters are actually just terrible people. That's why I think you might like Seinfeld, because you love It's Always Sunny. Sorry, we just cut out for a second. Max is miserable. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, there was just some technical difficulties.
Where
God.
the fuck were we?
We were talking about Seinfeld. I know, like, it's a good show. I literally bought the
Dude,
Kramer.
just watch
dude.
Curb. Just watch Curb.
Just watch Seinfeld. I'll watch Curb. You watch Seinfeld. Because I don't think you realize how
Curb is
many.
better.
I don't think you realize how many jokes you're missing in Curb because they're references to Seinfeld.
No.
I've seen
Oh,
multiple.
that's fun. My focus is consistently changing.
Do you have autofocus on, dude?
I always do you're supposed to do for constant video tracking. I always do. For every episode we've ever done.
That's stupid. Just sit in the same spot, you dumbass. Sorry.
Okay.
Micah, give us a topic now.
TikTok ban.
TikTok ban.
TikTok.
Thoughts on the TikTok ban?
Elon Musk
Good.
or
It's
Mr.
good.
Beast purchasing it.
What was that, Micah?
Elon Musk or Mr. Beast are gonna buy it.
Micah said Elon Musk or Mr. Beast are gonna buy it.
Mr. Beast can't afford it. No chance he can afford it. Zero chance he can afford it,
What about
actually.
after the Amazon show?
No.
No,
Dude,
he's
that
not a
thing
multi-billionaire. What am I
lit money
talking
on
about?
fire.
He's no, he can't afford it.
His at most, if he liquidated every single asset he ever owned, is worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna look at the evaluation of TikTok right now.
It's definitely multi-billion.
So Elon bought X. He bought Twitter.
Yeah.
Make that clear. He bought Twitter after 4 years of decreasing growth.
Yep.
ByteDance has been valued at around 300 billion. So, if Elon liquidated every single asset he had at a 20% capital gains and got funding for some of it, technically he could afford it.
Yep.
Technically.
Micah, what's your source?
What's my what?
What's your source for Elon wanting to buy it? Instagram.
News page.
Instagram news page.
Cool.
I get most of my news from Instagram as well.
I thought I was gonna get heckled for that.
Technically, he would have the ability to.
Yep.
He would just have to give up like a third of his net worth at least.
Yep.
You just killed that one guy.
So guys, we might be getting Y soon.
Dude, it would suck so bad. It would suck so bad. But okay, you know what I hate? You know what I hate especially?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a shitty person, and he's just a terrible person in like every facet, every meaningful capacity. SpaceX is good.
Yep.
He has actually made Twitter more profitable. Somehow. Because he fired 80% of the staff. So while they have like maybe a fifth of the advertisers are paying more and then they have less overhead because they have less staff. So I don't know. It's really hard to kind of fuck it up from the position that it's in. And he did certainly add a lot of Nazis and pedophiles.
Well,
which makes the culture more terrible.
You can't do anything about those guys. They're all over the place.
I wonder what happens if I turn my lens hood on right now.
That's what a Nazi would say.
Nazis don't know what lens hoods are because they.
No,
got
I
rid
was
of all the
quoting
Jews.
Creature Commandos, you dumbass.
Lens hood actually kind of makes it balance out a little bit more. Thank you, lens hoods.
Here's something I think you need to start understanding. Different movies and TV shows exist for different purposes. So that's how you also have to scale quality. Peacemaker is a good show for what it is trying to be. You know what I mean? I think it could definitely be filmed better. I'm not a super big fan of the way it looks. I think it could look a lot better.
Right, focus? You can't see my camera.
No, I can't.
The answer to my question is not really. There we go. Nope, that's my background. This is fun.
Yeah. Sure is. Micah, give us another topic. Micah, now. Be faster. Micah.
Kramer.
Huh?
Kramer.
We've talked about Seinfeld already. I can't talk about the Kramer anymore.
You want to show everybody your posters?
I already spoke about them. The images will be up.
You want to show them? Or do you want to put the part 1 onto the podcast?
I already talked about these things.
Put it on there.
What do you mean put it on there? Just insert the entirety of the video?
Yes.
No, we can't do that because there's an audio version as well. Micah, I need your help right now. I need you to pull through. Come up with something absolutely random. Actually, Micah, why don't you come over here and tell us about your move-in and your weekend and everything?
No, we agreed that Micah would not be a guest ever.
He's not a guest.
Because
He's just coming and talking briefly. Micah, get over here.
Guest spot. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Everybody say hi, Micah.
He won't be able to hear me.
No, he won't. He's just gonna talk.
Cool.
This looks bad. This looks like I'm 4-3.
Say hi to Micah, everybody.
Oh, I can't hear them.
No, you can't hear him. Now start talking. Tell me about your weekend. You want milk? You also will look terrible at this angle. Speak now. How was your weekend?
I have a topic.
Mm.
The difference in the pay between men and women in today's society.
Okay, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Micah. Get the fuck.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Yeah, that should keep us occupied.
while the 78 cents on the dollar metric, I believe, is outdated according to a Vice article I read somewhat recently.
Yeah.
I believe the new standard is around 90 to 92 cents on the dollar, which is still fucked up. But if you look at these
Well, if
systems
they
of
did
control
eight more cents worth of work.
I really wish I didn't have your 2 cents right now because I'm talking. If you look at the systems of controlling and governance, I think like 90% of CEOs are like old white guys, specifically.
Really?
Kill yourself. And sorry, it's been so long. It's been like 2 weeks since I've told you that. But so equal representation in terms of actual systems of governance and ownership is bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's one school of thought that says it's because they're not as talented. There's another school of thought that says CEOs are largely picked by either the founders of companies, so people that had enough literal capital to start a company, or boards of directors, people that are familiar enough with others to pick someone that they kind of already know.
Yeah.
I reckon that it's more of the second thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get the Watchmen haters on me, but this is my understanding of the dynamic. And I listened in on a really good class, like a really good lecture.
Lactose intolerant left have destroyed my milk, and now you're gonna pay.
And my mommy milkers with it. But I listened into
watch part 1 now.
Okay. I listened into a class at Harvard Business School where they talked about the idea of diversity in productivity and how diversity and getting people from different backgrounds radically can increase productivity and efficiency in terms of corporations. And people kind of fail to recognize that.
Yeah.
And they have a false perception that it is like impossible to be a white guy in America right now.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult.
You're wearing a fucking Homelander costume on your goddamn podcast, man. Okay.
Sorry. I love America.
I want what happened. Is that a second jug of milk?
No, this is not the second jug of milk.
Okay.
I only bought one jug of milk.
That would be crazy shit.
No, I haven't brought out my second jug of milk yet.
That second jug of milk hasn't hit the Second World Trade Center.
Yeah. Did I? Oh, because I was staying at my grandparents when I first arrived here, right? And then they had to go drop me off at DJ's, and then we all drove down to New Orleans together. I had to get in the Homelander costume in front of my grandparents, and I had to explain who Homelander was as a character to my grandparents.
You didn't have to.
They were like, so this is like a superhero show like Marvel DC? It's like, no, it's not Marvel or DC. It's because they were curious. They were asking questions. Like, well, he is the villain. He's definitely the villain. Oh,
He's
and
an
then
anti-hero.
Oh, and then that story that I took a screenshot of that DJ posted, basically, video watchers have seen it. It says, but the text on it says, OMG, little kids are really asking Alci-lander for a picture at the Mexican restaurant, I'm fucking crying. That's what it says, roughly. And so I send that screenshot to my brother, and my brother sends it to a family group chat with my grandmother.
That's tough.
Yep. And I text him immediately. He's like,
that's
"Oh,
really
that's the
funny,
wrong.
bro.
I didn't mean to send that to that group chat." So yeah. But
So those California wildfires, am I right?
yeah, and women, not and
What?
being paid. Well, and being paid
Oh, yeah.
and whatnot. These goddamn starlighters are getting on my nerves.
I see so many people complaining about the DEI firemen, and it is infuriating.
DEI firemen?
Yes. Because they like post a photo of like 3 people who happen to be women and happen to be fire people. And they say, these are the 3 highest ranking California firefighter people. This is why America's falling and why California's on fire. Because Gruesome Newsom is only hiring these gay fat women to fight the fires.
Dude,
but it's like so okay.
I really have to say, I hate to say this because I feel like it's just obvious and I don't think it should be said. But the simple fact is that men are stronger, smarter, and better.
Any genre of men you want to specify there?
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Nice. Who
The
drink
perfect.
straight milk straight from the tap, if you will. I stole
Yep.
that joke from the yard.
Yep.
But they were talking about breast milk.
Really?
No.
That's the closest thing you've seen to a breast, sure.
That's like the 3rd time I've burped on this podcast, and I think
This is our worst podcast.
um
This is our shittiest podcast by a mile. How am I even gonna upload this?
Oh, I'll upload it.
How am I gonna upload my files to you, my friend?
You're gonna put them on the drive like you normally do, and I can delete the maladaptive files now.
If my download speeds are 40 megabits down, what do you think my upload speeds are? You know my Ethernet doesn't even work in my room? Like,
It
shit
does.
just don't work.
Damn, dude. Well, like, did you log in? Like, did you register your device? Because that's what I had to do. For
I
mine.
tried.
Maybe you're just doing it wrong.
I tried. I am on GU registered. I'll try it again because
Yeah,
I
because,
want it
like,
to just work.
Given
But,
your
like, no,
tech
the
history,
reason-
you're
the reason
probably
I-
just doing it wrong.
You know, I was earlier thinking about not pursuing computer science, and now I'm thinking about doing it just to spite you. About dealing with my fucking awful, stupid class.
I finished my milk.
My professor, he's interesting. He realized halfway through teaching that he hadn't met any of us before. Because he kept saying,
What?
you know, when I had you last semester, you probably did the exact same thing, and
He thought you were a class he already had.
yes. And then he realized, wait a minute, I didn't teach that class last semester. I don't teach that class at all. And yeah, there was another stellar moment where for folks that use a Windows computer, and it's kind of similar if you use like Apple Search and you search for an item, you search for an application. He searches for an application called FileZilla.
Interesting.
He skips the first 2 results, and he goes to FileZilla on Google.
Yep.
Sorry, on Bing.
Ah!
And then after doing that, he's like, huh, what? And then he goes back and he does it again. And then he says, man, I told them to put FileZilla on this computer. I can't believe the IT department didn't do that. He, the senior professor of computer science, lacked the literal eyesight ability to read.
Yep.
To read the human language. Not even that in icon. And this is my new standard for teaching and what I'll have to do. I have to turn things in on the console.
Yeah.
Which means I have to type in a command every time I want to do anything.
Yeah, I have this constant feeling, and
sucks fat dick.
Yeah, I've had this constant feeling that college is a bit of a scam. And when I say that, people feel like I'm saying that college is completely unnecessary. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for the quality that I'm getting in my classes, I'm definitely being overcharged.
The price, the performance is not there.
Exactly. It is not a system that I trust very much. But
me neither. And I go to the third most expensive school.
Yeah. Dude, I wish
and
I was
I paid for the third oldest man.
The what now?
No, I just said he was the third oldest man. He's like 65, maybe 70.
My goodness. Classes.
I have so many. It's like 11.
No, I have so many classes tomorrow.
I'm assuming you have 0?
Huh?
Are you memeing or do you actually have classes?
Yeah, I have 3 hour-and-a-half classes tomorrow. All back to back.
Oh, only?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds hard for you.
Yeah. It's terrible.
What are those classes again?
One is English Comp 2, which I'll see if I want to stay in. The next one is Intro to Sociology, and I'll see if I want to stay in that. And
why are you taking that?
Okay, do I have to explain to you one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next one is Cinema Language, which should be cool, and all my friends are in that one. So,
what time your classes start?
9:30.
Okay, that's actually one. That's one area where my schedule's nicer than yours.
Yep. But hey, we'll see if I stay in that class.
Yeah. Mine is I have a meeting at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have computer science 2.
Mm-hmm.
From 12:30 to 1:45.
Yep.
Then I have is this before or after? I can't remember. I think yeah. Then at 2 I have calculus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have macroeconomics.
Yep.
And then I have my physics class.
Yep.
And then I have workout time, and then I have study time.
Crazy that people take like real classes. That's crazy.
They're not that real. They're pretty real, actually. If you can say.
Yep. Here's something I should talk about actually that I forgot to mention. Milton, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Milton.
Happy birthday, Milton.
Say happy birthday, Milton. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it to your dinner last night. I couldn't get a ride from my grandparents' place in a convenient way and then I also just had to unpack at my dorm. But I wanted to be there. I hope you had a great time. Happy birthday, Milton. We'll have you on the podcast and make sure that Max is quiet for an hour and a half so we can talk about Spider-Man. Just wanted to say happy birthday to one of our patrons.
That was my test of being silent. Yeah. I didn't like it.
That says a lot about you.
It's like the Bo Burnham and healing the world with comedy.
Yep.
And he's like, maybe I should just shut the fuck up. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Immediately he just goes back on it because it is boring to not be the center of attention. And I've been saying this.
I watched Promising Young Woman the other day. But why I thought of that is Bo Burnham plays like kind of the primary supporting character in that movie. He just like showed up in a movie that was nominated for Best Picture and hasn't had many IMDb credits since, and he did a pretty good job. So yeah.
He's doing actual acting stuff now.
Well, no, he
Well, that's
did.
good.
That was this movie was a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I've never heard of this movie.
It was pretty good. And then I finally watched American Fiction. I loved it. It's
You
definitely
gave it 4.5 stars, and I was wondering why it wasn't 5.
Okay, it wasn't perfect, but I love. So there were a couple things where it was a little bit like I wasn't super sure about it, but I loved it. It was really good. It was definitely one of the best movies of that year, and God, I enjoyed it, and
But
it's
why don't you
definitely
go
Jeffrey
date it
Wright's.
then?
I would, and Jeffrey Wright. I think it's definitely his best performance that I've seen from Jeffrey Wright.
Really? His best
Yep.
performance, like acting performance?
That's the kind of
No,
performance.
I know what you mean. It's because he's a very high standard individual because he's amazing.
Yeah, and I think this is the best role I've seen him in, and he was nominated for it. So
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, I should watch that movie. I love Jeffrey Wright.
I recommend it. I thought it was awesome. It's also just kind of like my kind of movie. It's like, it feels just like a little movie, and it's mostly just about a good script and good acting, and just like has sweet moments in there. I really liked it.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Yeah, I get it. We actually, what time are we at? My recording is at 1:45 on my computer.
Yeah, we're approaching time.
We can hope to God that we have enough. I wish I had better tech so that I had better audio.
Yeah. Even though it's in front of a mic.
Yeah, mic that shit don't work.
Yeah. If only you had one
That's
that just
because
plugged.
What?
If only you had one that just plugged directly into your computer like I do. Micah, say goodbye to the podcast.
Bye, podcast.
Wave. Okay, thank you, Micah.
Podcasters, let us know if we should get a third member.
Not yet, dude.
Because
the point of this podcast,
that way we would stop running out of topics.
No, what we should do, we can bring on past guests, like, and that way it's less interviewee and we can just talk. And I like the idea of that. But dude, this it would be really hard the people to select to have a dynamic that makes sense because we've known each other for a lot longer and know each other a lot better than most of our options.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm all up for
explaining.
bringing on guests again. Like okay, since we very often use Chuckle Sandwich as a reference. Like they brought on like Swagger Souls like 3 times in a row in the early days. Do you remember that?
I do, but I think Comptown's a better example.
No, but I just mean,
Comptown started as 3 people.
In terms of how we can treat guests, like what I'm saying.
That's fair. All right, let us know if you want us to do that.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Okay,
Bye-bye,
goodbye
guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.